Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Down the Rabbit Hole News. I am the Rabbit. Thank you so much for joining me, supporting the channel by hitting the like button, subscribing, and doing all that good stuff. Eligio Bishop, who's 40 years old, is the leader of the polygamous group called Carbon Nation, and he claims to be God.
Eligio Lee Bishop, better known by his moniker Nature Boy, began a new way of life known as Carbon Nation.
Free flag shoot! Who are we? Carbon Nation! What is Carbon Nation?
The Christ conscious.
Who are you?
Angels of the Most High, divine angels of light.
Who am I?
The Honorable Master Teacher Nature Boy, Commander-in-Chief of the Earth Plane, my highest self.
A philosophy that attracted several people to join him, he often broadcasted his teachings and his disciples on social media. The group's disturbing approach to spreading their message led many to view them as a cult and as a menace to society.
Before there was a white man here, we existed.
Before we look into the members of Carbon Nation, who is their leader, Nature Boy, and how did he get started?
Today, I'm going to be giving you the most clearest perspective of life that you ever can have.
Wait, isn't Nature Boy a prejudice? Isn't he racist? How does he have white people there?
I've always had this deep connection with nature. And I basically, with my life, I set out to pretty much set an example and live the example and be the example of how we should live. And what I realized is that we're not humans. We're not humans at all. We're infested.
I'm teaching about nature and natural living. That's why I record everything. All we get is pizza and police.
It comes to no surprise that Bishop has a notorious past. He's a former model and barber and also spent time as a stripper and a gigolo.
You can become the master of your reality if you can study. Seek ye the kingdom of God first. Everything else is easy. Once you seek you and understand your programming first, everything else will come easy.
While living in Georgia, he was arrested for breaking and entering in 2009, and in 2011, he was also arrested for aggravated battery. While no official charges were filed on the second case, he has 5 new charges from a 2022 case in DeKalb County, Georgia, which we can touch on later.
I've always been someone that was able to accumulate some kind of money to get out of my situations. What I realized is the whole judicial system, and I knew that it was against me.
In 2014, Eligio Bishop was trying to clean up his act and his image and became a licensed barber and opened his own shop in Georgia. In 2016, he began his spiritual awakening where he posted on Facebook that the ascension journey has begun.
Well, when I set out to do what I was doing, somebody just gave me $250,000. People just be handing me money. I did good deeds. You know that you did good deeds your lifetime. When you don't know how the hell you got this blessing, but it came out of nowhere. Blessings after blessings have come to me. But I first had a hard lifetime so I could understand everything people go through, so I can know all the information on how to help you. I had a hard lifetime. I came through everything you came through. And now I'm here to be the guru again. I'm here to be the yogi again.
He amassed a following of over 17,000 on Facebook and moved to Honduras to start his own tribe, which was initially called Malign Nation. He made waves in 2017 when he offered to do an interview with CBS News and told the reporter, "I'm a cult."
You are a part of a cult.
Initially, the interview was prompted when a 21-year-old Kayla Reed left her home in Canada and moved to Costa Rica to follow Bishop.
What's Nature Boy like? Because he's quite the character, isn't he?
Yeah, when I watched the video, I felt like I need to be with them. I messaged Nature Boy this exact same day. I was with Malign Nation within like 2 weeks.
Honestly, of watching the first video, what were your family saying at this point?
I mean, I don't really consider them my family.
He assured reporters that Reed could leave whenever she wanted and was living happily among other group members. Bishop encouraged Reed to call her mother and the Canadian police and let them know she was doing okay. The cult was eventually kicked out of Costa Rica for immigration issues. 2 years later, Nature Boy made the news after getting kicked out of Costa Rica, Panama, and Nicaragua for being deemed a threat to national security. Bishop, who now refers to himself as 3 God, has amassed over 91,000 followers on his YouTube channel, which is mainly comprised of his music videos and self-help content.
Like everybody here, we so excited to share the light. It's like when you first become a Christian. Hey, right? It's like when you first became a Christian, you want to tell everybody, look, you can do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that. Anytime you ever got some information, you always wanted to share it. And that's all we do in Reflection. We just want to get you where you belong, get you in tune, and tell you the things that the internet is not going to tell you.
He was arrested in April 22 after a former cult member and alleged ex-girlfriend accused him of posting revenge porn for leaving him.
A former member said that he raped her and posted new pictures of her online in revenge after she left him, according to the attorney's office. Nature Boy, Eligio Bishop, has been found guilty of rape, false imprisonment, and 3 counts of sexually explicit electronic transmission charges. A judge has sentenced Nature Boy Eligio Bishop to life in prison without parole and a combined 10 years on the other count. However, he still has a lot of supporters out here, and they are really making an argument that he is innocent and that he's been railroaded. Let's get into it.
Detective Gregory Moore asked the alleged victim a total of 6 times if it was consensual. All times will be played. The first time.
So let me real quick go back. When you went back up to say goodbye, he pulled you into another room and he had sex. Was that consensual?
Why would he ask if it was consensual when she already stated twice that they made love? Let's continue.
I don't know how to explain if it was consensual.
The second time.
Like,
Is it something you wanted?
I just let it happen, if that makes sense.
The third time.
Did you tell him no at any point?
Yeah, I told him like, no, I want to go, but he was just like, do you really want to go? And I start crying. So I don't really know how to explain that.
The fourth time.
Based on what you were telling me, it was something that you weren't wanting, correct?
Yeah, at the time, because I really wanted to go, and a part of me just gave it to him because I did, still care for him.
The fifth time.
Did you ever tell him at some point no?
Yeah, I'm like, no. And he's like, do you really want to go? And I looked him in his eyes.
And I understand.
Notice that when the alleged victim was about to get into the intimate moment she had with Mr. Bishop, Detective Gregory Moore cut her off.
I understand what you're saying. Is at some point you just relented and it happened.
The sixth time.
Yeah.
But did you acknowledge the fact that you didn't want to be there? You didn't want this?
Yes, I did.
He asked her if she acknowledged that she didn't want to be there. She says yes, but remember she said that truly in her heart she wanted to stay.
And so that's what happened, and I just calculated how to move forward in the rising, getting out, sneaking out.
Notice the alleged victim states she calculated in the rising getting out, and then quickly changed getting out to sneaking out.
So that's what happened, and I just calculated how to move forward in the rising, getting out, sneaking out.
Again, notice what the alleged victim says and what the detectives made it out to be. The alleged victim uses words like, we make love, he made love to me, I gave it to him. Whereas the detectives say, he's not a good man, he should continue in prison. Without you, we have nothing.
Look, the problem here, and let me just say this, she said no, and he still continued on. When no is the word, that's just it. It's a no. That's it. That's it.
Detective Gregory Moore.
So again, his supporters are going really, really heavy for him. I mean, they're supporting everything pertaining to Nature Boy, and hoping for his release or something. A former member of the cult who identified herself as his girlfriend said he posted revenge porn because she left him. Police reports details that the woman told authorities that she had joined a sex cult in which her boyfriend is the leader, and that she did live together with Mr. Bishop, and he has posted sexual explicit videos of her and him without her consent on X, formerly known as Twitter. Later, Bishop's wife, a former cult member, also told the news media that he had sexually assaulted and emotionally abused members of this cult. Now, Thursday, Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, was not in court. Instead, he decided to watch his trial from the DeKalb County Jail, as he said he was afraid to be there after someone tested positive for COVID this week. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I mean, if I'm being accused of such horrific crimes and my life is on the balance here, the last thing I'm going to do is not attend court. COVID or not, I don't care, but you guys are not going to make decisions of my life while I'm over here in the county jail just because somebody has COVID. I'm just saying, I don't think that that was a very smart or wise decision. And it's my understanding that he also, Eligio Bishop, wanted to fire his attorney. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. The first witnesses to the defense took the stand on Thursday as well. One of them was a man who said at 17 he joined Carbon Nation, which prosecutors argued is a cult. If you guys remember, they also had a cult expert on the stand. The witness was adamantly against this definition. It's a tribe. I joined a tribe of my own free will, he said. He also claimed the rules weren't rules. Instead, they were ways that they all agreed to live. One example he gave was about going to the bathroom outside. He also stated he believed Bishop to be God, a Messiah, as he called him. Some witnesses also claimed that any violence in the group was acting in order to get attention online. It was all for entertainment purposes. We decided that humanity is in a very special time right now, and we come with a very important message, a witness said. That being said, though, there was victims who testified earlier in the trial and said that Bishop had cut off their contact with the outside world and controlled his members. He considered himself to be a god. He went from I'm your higher self to master teacher to God. He believes he is the end all be all, the Alpha, the Omega. Wild Nature Boy Eligio Bishop has been behind bars in county jail, now convicted. Somebody's been uploading material on his social media. So it sounds like he's having various prison calls and he's putting them up on social media. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, it reminds me a bit of Warren Jeffs. Warren Jeffs, who's behind bars and he's still able to exert control over people from behind bars. I mean, he's able to do that. So this is no different, in my opinion, where you have somebody who, in my opinion, is a dangerous cult leader exerting power behind bars. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I mean, a lot of people that are supporters of Nature Boy are saying that he's innocent, that he's been set up, that he's been made to be the example. I don't know, but of course, I'm asking what you all think as we're watching this.
The judge caught COVID. She tested positive for COVID. They don't want you to know that. They're trying to hide that. The judge tested positive for COVID. Out of all the cheating they did in this case, the judge tested positive for COVID. They don't say that on the news. They're trying to protect her some kind of way to let sure she won't be shown to have tested positive for COVID. Out of nowhere. See, you can cheat all you want with this man law, but at the end of the day, there's the laws of the universe. See, you're being corrupt, and it's the laws of the universe, and this is what happened. She tested positive for COVID. I tell my lawyer, this is when I know I'm getting railroaded, because I'm telling my lawyer, I'm saying, like, I don't want to go in there with her with COVID. They're already cheating on me. They're cheating in the case as it is. I don't want to go in there right now. They're like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Just hurry up and finish this. I'm like, nah, man.
All right, so let me ask you guys in the comments, should there be a concern for COVID at this point? I mean, yeah, COVID, when it first happened, when there were no vaccines, when people weren't quarantining, or there was not quarantining, I don't think that's the word, but there wasn't a whole quarantine process initially. Of course, COVID is a little bit different, I think, behind county jail, definitely different behind bars. But what do you guys think? I mean, is COVID okay now? Are we okay to be next to somebody with COVID? Would you guys have an issue if the judge has COVID? I'd like to know. Do you all feel like this is definitely a sign of a setup if the judge has COVID? Because his supporters do feel that this is a setup.
First of all, y'all offered to drop the rate in the false imprisonment in the beginning in front of the whole world. So what am I here for? Why would you offer a rapist to drop a rape and false imprisonment to somebody in front of the world if you know that that's what I did? But you don't. You don't have any evidence that I did that, and you know I never did it. That's why you didn't want to go forward with this. So now you're going forward with the whole parade, bringing in false witnesses from the past and poaching people what to say and lying on me with no details. It's all sounding crazy. It's all sounding like a circus. But at the end of the day, you're cheating. You're not giving us any leeway. You're not being fair about anything. And now the judge caught COVID. And she caught COVID that morning, right? What they call morning. If you still come to work, putting everybody in jeopardy, talking about, oh, we're still going to go forward with this. We're still going to go. So zealous to get it done. But you put everybody's life in danger. Then I say, I don't want to be in here with you. She's like, no, you're going to be in here anyway. And if you don't, we're going to move forward without you. I'm like, what do you mean you'll move forward without me? Yeah, you can go in the back. I'm like, well, I'll be over here. She's like, no, you're not going to be over here. But your lawyer's going to go forward. I was like, well, I would like to fire my lawyer. Because why would my lawyer advise me to put my life in danger coming in here with you? That's insufficient counsel. I want to fire my lawyer for him even telling me to go forward with this, knowing that you're tested positive for COVID. And that's what they don't want you to know. And then
I mean, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Does Mr. Eligio Bishop, I said Eligio because in Spanish it would be Eligio. Yeah, just let me know your thoughts in the comments. I mean, would you guys make a big stink about it? I mean, if you were in his position, is this really bad advisement from an attorney? I think he's a public defender, but I could be wrong. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.
On top of that, we got people lying and keep saying cult leader. That's like calling me a nigger. I think cult leader is the new nigger. That's how you call a nigger now. Because this is a modern day lynching, and they keep calling me a cult leader.
Hold up. Hold up. Now that I disagree with, but how is the N-word equivalent to cult leader? That's a little bit different, but I don't know.
You can't call me, you can say alleged cult leader. You can't just call me a cult leader, then everybody's trying to feed off of it, right? But let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about who's the cult. Because every species on this planet lives in.
You have 1 minute left.
Boom. So now let's talk about it being a cult. Like, how is it a cult? Like, at the end of the day, everything in nature lives in tune with nature. It's a good, like, I think there's a number of species on this planet, right? Let's talk about what a culture is. Let's talk about the culture of this whole organism we live in called Earth, right? Let's look at all of the animals on the planet, every species on the planet, and let's look at how everything lives in tune with nature. Then let's look at the human who's living after the European, right? That's called a meocult. Then let's look at them being a species, the only species that live against the ecosystem on this planet. And you're calling me a cult because I'm telling people to live back in harmony with everything else on the planet? No, you're the cult. That's what we call.
He's saying everybody else is a cult.
Call Babylon, right? You're the cult. You're the one that has to, poop in toilets. You're the one that has to wear shoes on your feet. You're the one that has to live against the ecosystem. You can't you can't live sustainable to the planet. But then people get online and just ride this, right? Everybody's riding this slave because they see me online getting railroaded and they want to jump on. All of these people that were so-called with me, now they're saying, oh, he's a cult leader. I don't think it's fair. I don't see no one speaking up. Even though I'm being attacked, I don't hear no one speaking up saying, hey, you know what? That's messed up because all of y'all was there. We watched y'all. We was attacking y'all together. Then now all of y'all joining them, like, do y'all not see it? But come on. There's man's law, right? And then there's universal law. What do you think? Who do you think's gonna win this? It's bigger than me. Are you fighting me or are you fighting God, nature? Who are you fighting here? Who are you siding with? The same people that hung you to trees? The same people that beat you? Do you want to be these people so bad? At the end of the day, I mean, think about this very deeply. You got people turning on, oh, he's a cult leader. How my culture was nature. I'm telling you to go back to nature and live in harmony with the ecosystem and the planet. If you keep forcing men to be monogamous, you're not mad at the man because he's going to be domesticated. You're mad at God because God made man monogamous. That's how we are. And so you're not mad with us. You're mad with God. You feel what I'm saying? All I was doing was being honest about that. You see what I'm saying? So here it is. We're in this fake trial. I'm being lied on by many people, and it is what it is. It is what it is because Christ was lied on. But I want you to watch it very closely. That it's the cult thing for me. It's the cult. Why you keep calling me a cult leader? All of a sudden.
Again, Nature Boy is, I guess, the alleged polygamous cult leader, okay, who has claimed to be the return of Christ. So he definitely believes in more than one wife, which a lot of people do. Yeah, but I mean, the charges are pretty severe, clearly. I'm concerned about children in the cult as well. What does that look like? Because there has been a lot of clips out there that talk about his inappropriateness around his own children.
I'm a cult leader. You see what I'm saying? Like, why y'all doing that in the news? I'm not getting a fair shot in my press. Your defamation of character. You keep calling me a cult leader, Eligio Bishop, a cult leader. It's enough that you're putting rape on me, as if I needed to rape anybody. For what do I need to rape someone for anyway? If a person doesn't have money, as soon as they get money, what do? They overspend. They don't know how to spend money. They're overzealous about money. If a person don't have food, as soon as they get food, they're overzealous. I had women. Maybe if I didn't have women, it would make sense, but I had women all over me. You know what I'm saying? What do I need to rape a girl for? For what? So here's the thing that they don't want y'all to know, since I'm being railroaded and they want to cheat. The interview that she did with the police, they're hiding that. They played my interview, but they never played her interview. They're scared when it comes to her interview. You know why? Because her interview says what? Her interview says that she never told these people I raped them at all. That's why we had the police interview right there so you can hear. The jury doesn't know that, though, but they're hiding it in court, and they're doing it in a legal way. They're legally hiding it in court. They're not allowing us to talk about it. They're not allowing us to question the fact that here's a plain out question. Hey, did he ever rape you? That's the question asked her. They would never ask her that question.
Oh,
you ever tell the police that he raped you? Because she said the detectives were coming there to investigate revenge porn. But as they were,
let me stop right here and let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. This is straight out of TikTok. Okay, this is the kind of stuff that you would find on social media about Nature Boy and his own kids.
Never be ashamed of sex. I'm naked with my kids. I have sex in front of my kids. I never be ashamed of sex. My son be breastfeeding and I'll be making love to his mom. That's me, bro. That's how I get down around kids. I try to keep their purity.
So yeah, apparently this is actually pretty old. The video itself on YouTube said that it was like 8 months ago or 9 months ago.
It's old.
So the whole craziness of this made me want to look into it a little bit further because I was just so blown away initially by this whole thing, and I still am. Apparently he was arrested back in like April or May of 2022, and one of his wives, I don't know how many wives he has, so excuse me if I'm wrong, escaped with their daughter. And afterwards, after she escaped, he came to her family's house in Louisiana, and she received death threats and all of this other stuff. So she basically said she was held hostage, and was forced into like sexual activity that she didn't want to engage in. And yeah, he was surviving off of people's PPP loans. Like, this dude's a lot. He's a lot. He got a lot going on. Besides, mentally abusing his children, he has a lot going on. But that's what I wanted to get back to. I did find this whole video and watch the whole thing. He was basically saying that he didn't want to invite any other children into this place of his, which is the Carbon Nation cult, apparently, that he created. They traveled across South America, and we're a group of people, and he was saying he didn't want to invite anybody else's children into the
and let's not forget, I believe he was kicked out of the country too,
cult, essentially, because he wanted to be how he was and he wasn't going to change for anybody. Okay, cool, but what about your children that you're psychologically abusing and mentally screwing up because you're creating this narrative once again that it's okay? I get what he's saying. He was saying, the purity. I don't want my son to be ashamed of his body. He was starting to feel ashamed. I want him to feel good about his body. But his direction with that and his delivery to his child was so disturbing and triggering. Like, you can teach your kids body and self-love in other ways. You don't have to be naked with them. You don't have to have them touch your private parts. You surely don't ever touch their private parts. There is a different way. There is a different direction to teach your child self-love that does not involve your private areas and making love to their mother in front of them.
If that is not child abuse, I don't know what literally. This is the kind of sickness that this man is doing. And it's so crazy to me, okay, for those supporters that say, well, he was railroading, he might be innocent. How? Listen, and I've heard that there's been some controversy with the woman that was, married to him, and her name is Velvet and whatnot, that there's some controversy there, I'm sure. But I'm kind of wondering too, the recruitment tactics, like all the wives that are there, I'm kind of wondering if they were also responsible for recruiting one way or another. Yeah, it's disgusting. But shout out to this TikToker just to give you guys some more insight on this cult.
Here, the T did an interview before the detectives, and in that interview, the T had planted is there a sexual assault? The girl already said no. She said she thought it was fake. She said, no, but I know he was fake. It felt like he was faking it, which answers the question right there. They won't play that video because that's when the so-called idea of sexual assault was planted. Then from then, they called Siri. They called her. When they called her, they went all the way to Fayetteville to see her. Then the detectives come out there, and if you listen to the interview, she has no idea about no sexual assault. She went to the first interview the second interview with the detectives. If you're listening to the detectives interview, she has no idea about sexual assault. So she's saying, we made love 4 times. She told them that we made love. And then the detectives go on saying, hey man, this guy's a bad person. We need to jam him up. We need to put him in prison. That's what we need to do. We need to put him in prison. Without you, we have nothing. We have nothing without you. We need your help. Now, we know you had sex, but did at any time you say no? Now, wait a minute. She just told you what happened when we had sex. We made love. Then she says, I heard getting a hint. She's like, I don't know what you mean by consensual, because now they're coaxing her into saying that he asked her 6 times, was it consensual? Just enough to start making her understand where they're going with this. So she's like, oh, yeah, okay, no, I didn't, I said no, and then I said, okay, type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, so then that's like, all right, cool, we got the rape. They was never going to charge me with rape, because they was going to really charge me with rape. They would get a rape kit, they would get all this other stuff, they would order a psychologist and a real expert in. They was never going to give me a rape. They was trying to get me with human trafficking. They thought I was pimping, and that's what they tried, but they couldn't find a way that I was making money off of these girls. So when they couldn't find, this was what took them 2 years, because they were trying to find human trafficking, but they couldn't find human trafficking. So they offered to drop the rape, but they still wanted me to do jail time. So y'all just locked me up. Y'all used the rape for a charge enough to come in and investigate. That's enough to hold me and investigate me, right? So the detectives never planned to use this rape charge at all. Never. What they did was, they was like, okay, we're going to use this to investigate deeper, so they get everything, and they start trying to build the case. They're looking for stuff. That's where you see the emails. The girl, the T, right, Chantel Coleman, she's sending them stuff. She's sending them text messages, sending them videos. I mean, they got video after video. They're literally maliciously prosecuting. They're not looking for the truth. They're looking to plant stuff on me. And this is what they're hiding in court. There's 2 things that they're hiding in court. They're hiding the real interview, where she tells her side of the story, in the T interview, because that's when she tells the most authentic story in the T interview. Now, the T took the interview and slipped other little things in the interview to make people not like me. But the truth is, in that T interview, when she starts talking about what happened that night, you hear the truth. She said stuff like, I didn't want to leave him in my heart. Baba would never treat me like this. I wanted to go upstairs. The girls were jealous. She was getting into it with the girls. And then, boom, she comes upstairs. She says, we make love. And she got sucked back in. Of course, she's talking to a hater, right? So she got to make it seem like, oh, I didn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, you feel me? But then there's no forced imprisonment. You had your phone the whole time. I walk out the room. What the hell I need to rape you for? We're all over Twitter having sex. Everybody's seen this, but people are so hell-bent in the entertainment of it, or getting the, people want to see that they have an effect on something from a distance. Like, oh.
So here's my question, though. It's like, all right, so he's saying, of course, like, I didn't do it, yada, yada, yada. Why would I do it? Why would I? Okay. So what about releasing the material online? Like, what about that?
Oh, we got him locked up. Oh my God, this is working. We really got him this far. Like, and they're so excited about being somebody that has some kind of manipulation or some kind of influence to do something to someone that they become intoxicated with that. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh yeah, look at what we're doing. We got him locked up. Yeah. Like, it's like a rush from cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? But what you don't understand is universal law, karma. Things come back to you. You can't cheat. So now they got the detectives who want black men locked up anyway, who are prejudiced anyway. They know they can get convictions. They're looking for this. The detectives like, yeah, we've been following him for a minute.
So a lot of deflection from actual, like, what he's being charged of. I mean, does he feel like he's responsible for any of this, for anything whatsoever? True signs of a narcissist, for sure, right? And, I don't really I don't diagnose folks online or anything like that, but this is giving me that vibe of like, he doesn't see anything that he has done as wrong.
They told me in the interview, they don't even know me before then. But in her interview, they're like, oh yeah, we've been following this nature boy for a minute. We've been trying to get him for a while. Without you, we have nothing. We need you. She was only there for revenge porn. They don't coax this girl into a sexual assault so they can get something big enough to take me down. If you listen to the interview very closely, she tells you exactly what happens in the interview. In the beginning, we're going to post a video that they will not let you listen to in court. Straight up. She tells you, you're not about to Rashad Jamal me, my nigga. You know what you're not about to do is Malachi Z. York me. See, this is why I never let kids around me. Y'all used to get mad. I ain't never gonna let no kids around me. Why? Because this is what they do. This is what they do. And then it's like, come on now. So here's where the evidence is. Here's where the evidence lies of my innocence. Listen to the T's interview about when she starts talking about, we're gonna post it. The interview when she tells her side of the story about what happened that night. Right there. I'm gonna tell you why I left. We're gonna post it for you so you can hear the original without a whole bunch of stuff edited out and stuff. No, we're gonna show you exactly what she says because it's innocent and it's straight up before anybody got into her head. Then you hear the T says, do you think that that's sexual coercion or a step below sexual assault coercion? Or she says, no, but I don't think it was love because it felt fake. Now, how do you fake a rape? Right? How do you fake a rape? Right there exonerates me right there. Boom. She said, oh, we fake a rape. Okay, cool. So she's like, oh, he only thought I wanted dick and I wanted love. But Terry, how are we going to love you when you kept shitting on me? We let you back in, right? So that you can work your way back to being trusted again. How you expect me to fall in love and be in love with you and stuff when you went on TKO and did a whole damn PK and you know what I'm saying and embarrassed me and I let you back. Yeah, but damn, you think you're supposed to hop back in and everybody's supposed to be in love with you? No, what they homie. So if you wanted to do all that thing that you did to get attention so that you can come back and get some dick from me, you see what I'm saying? And then when we had sex, it didn't feel good enough for you. I didn't make love to you the way I make love to Malia. Malia a rider. That shows. Right now, she could be crazy as she wants. She ain't going to no damn cops telling lies on me because she can't get her way. She's a rider. You see what
what do you guys think? I mean, let me know in the chat. This is a lot. It's disgusting. But again, he's making this phone call after his conviction, and this is on his social media. So clearly he's got people are posting stuff. Maybe it's the wives. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? And you think y'all so weird because y'all told you live in the internet world with weirdos. The streets is watching. God's people is watching. God's people is with me. Like it's a whole bunch of people with me.
Well, it's so interesting that he says that everybody's living in an internet world with weirdos. A lot of his material has been posted on the internet. Matter of fact, a lot of this whole cult has been very social media-ish. I find that interesting.
You understand? That seed of lie, that seed of deceit. The streets is with me. You feel they looking at it like, damn, shit's fucked up. We see what we do. Nature is with me because it's an act of nature for you to test positive for COVID. So no matter what laws you're using to cheat, nature's with me. God is with me. The divine feminine is with me. The divine is with me. I got ancestors with me, riding with me. I'm not these other dudes. You're not about to do this to me. No. So then you look at the interviews and you look at what's going on and you see like, oh, they're not playing that.
Listen, if he is the divine, the omega, the alpha, the end, and the beginning, help me understand why COVID would even be a worry for him. You know what I'm saying? Like why a judge having COVID would be any kind of worry to him. I don't know. I mean, can't he cure that? If he's the omega, the alpha, the everything, for you guys to support this belief, this teaching, let me know in the chat. Why is he so worried about a judge having COVID? Just curious. That's all.
Police interview. So when we questioned detectives, we wanted to question detectives, we wanted to ask a simple question. Did she ever tell you that he raped her? Because they can't say yes. And if they can't say yes, then how did you ever charge him with that in the first place? So this is why they bring the parade in. Okay, he's a cult leader, first of all, right? And then this is his way of having authority and having power over people. And this is what she was afraid of because she was a part of a cult. Man, until he wasn't no goddamn afraid of me, and y'all know it. And ain't no way, no, because they cheating anyway. Y'all gonna do what y'all doing to me anyway, right? They say my name all in the news. They call me a cult leader. They disrespected my name. They disrespected me because defamation of character. No one's doing anything about it. But they protected the judge from it being public that she caught COVID.
Sir, defamation of character should be your last worries at this point. Like, it should. I don't know why you're so worried about that.
She came into work putting my life in danger. She's cheating during the court, not allowing them to show the interview of her. Show the interview. They played my interview, but play her interview with the police, and you'll realize she never said I raped her, ever. So how do you charge me with something that she never said I did? Well, sometimes victims don't. This is why they got the domestic violence lady. But the domestic violence expert was supposed to be there the first 24 hours, 48 hours, and talk to them. She ain't never talked to her. She never talked to no victim. She never talked to nobody. She never talked to me. The expert, all they're using these experts is to look at the video evidence that the DA has. That's all they're doing. They're looking at the DA and they're making an opinion upon that. Okay, if I'm a code leader expert and I'm looking at the video that you give me and I see these 6, 7, 8 videos that you're showing me, I'll be like, oh yeah, this is a sign of a destructive code leader. Yeah, that's my opinion. And then they go to court and they start giving education in the court about what a code leader is, just confusing the jury. So this is how you get railroaded. This is how they blind them. Because it's not like you did a real assessment on me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff, like, you gotta understand, like, I was playing a role. We was doing stuff for clout. We was acting. We was shooting a documentary. This stuff was acting. You see what I'm saying? But it's all good though, because at the end of the day, I'm like, all right. So when we look at the so-called,
notice how when he speaks, he's like jumping over various topics. I think for him, for Nature Boy or Eligio Bishop, I think he's more worried about what people are going to say on social media versus the fact that he's been charged and that he's facing significant time behind prison. He's more concerned about his image.
Or witnesses that they let in, the 3 witnesses that they let in, that had nothing to do with nothing that night at all. Of course, you know my baby mom hates me. She's all over line hate. So you're gonna bring her in as a witness to lie on me, and then at the end of the day, like, how am I supposed to defend myself to all 3 of these other people that you just brought in? It was only just about one person. Now you just brought 3 other people and you're trying to R. Kelly me. Oh yeah, the Me Too crowd comes in and they're like, oh yeah, why he did this to me on 2018, and there's no evidence of it, but he did it.
He said he's trying to R. Kelly me. Oh my God.
How can I defend myself? I'm already trying to defend myself from this lie, the first lie. Okay, now you throw 3 other people in there that lying on me that just hearsay, and it just, see what I'm saying? Like, so now you're confusing the jury, like, wow, this guy's a bad person. Then you say in court, don't go home and research this person, know that there's knowing that there's all kind of bad stuff online. When they was picking the jury said, well, shit, I've seen him on TV already. I've seen him on the news already. So I'm already seeing him on the news. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, because you played me on the news, and then you tell people don't go home. You keep telling the people to put in the juries in the court. Remember, don't go home and research him. Don't go home and go on YouTube and go on Instagram. Don't go on there. Okay? This is what the judge is telling these people. I'm like, wow, like, why you keep reminding these people not to do that? That's exactly what they're going to go do. So the jury goes home and what?
A judge is going to tell that to a jury. I sat on jury, so I'm familiar. You're not supposed to research anything. That's what you're not supposed to do. So what Nature Boy is saying here, well, they're going to do the opposite. Well, I hope not. You know, unless they're sequestered or unless they're put somewhere else, I mean, we really won't know. So maybe he has a point there, but yeah, I hope that that's not the case and they truly kept their word with that.
What they do, they probably did that. Now they have a biased opinion about me. They come back. You see what I'm saying? And so now you get a guilty jury. You get a jury that's biased already. So I don't get a fair shot at a trial. But guess what happened? Guess what happened? Nature calls. Nature calls. And for all the people, shout out to I heard an interview by what's his name? Rambo. I call him Rambo. I don't know his other name. Rambo did an interview and he made an unbiased opinion of it, gave an unbiased opinion of it. You see what I'm saying? Because they know most of the violence was because people was fighting each other. I was the one that orchestrated them to wrestle. I orchestrated boxing matches with boxing gloves on. I orchestrated wrestling matches. You've seen that I did that to work our problems out. I was doing real nigga moments where we sat in a circle and Dr. Bishop came and talked about our issues because people kept fighting. I was the one regulating everything to make sure people would stop fighting because it was a reality TV show in my house. Anytime you put a group of people, of females and males together, there's going to be drama. So at the end,
So what are you? Then again, he's not addressing the issue. He's guilty, right? So he's kind of dancing around the issue. I was, you know, this was all for entertainment. The social media's part. Okay.
what did I do? I had, it's a real nigga moment. Hey, can't hold it in. I gotta talk about it. It's a real nigga moment. You remember that? Real nigga moments? What was real niggas moments about? Real niggas moments is about what? Us talking our issues out. Whatever issues I let you in, I said, here's an issue that's going on behind the scenes, right? Everything was recorded. That's what real niggas moments was. So it is what it is. Y'all know the truth. I'm gonna end it right here, man. And Dr. Bishop as well. Stand up. So yeah, like I said, y'all, I'm not gonna be the person that they do on. I'm not gonna be the Bill Cosby. I'm not gonna be the R. Kelly. I'm gonna let people know my side of the story so you know the truth. You're not gonna shut me up. I'm not gonna be what's this guy that went to jail with Megan Thee Stallion? I'm not about to be that some people.
Tory Lanez.
I'm not. You're not about to shut me up and let no one know what's really going on.
He's got supporters, so I'm sure his supporters, just like Warren Jeffs has supporters, they'll make sure that they communicate the message that he has for everybody.
Falsely arrested me for rape. Put me in here and investigated the whole thing and put some charges on me that wasn't true in the first place. Now because I won't take their offer, they offered me 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And I would have to only do 2 in prison. Then they said that I would not. I said I'm not about to sign up as no sex offender. They said, okay, we'll make it so you don't have to sign up for a sex offender. That's how desperate they was for me not to go through with this trial. And then the next thing they're desperate about is hiding that interview. Because if you listen to the interview, she never gives the police any, because the police are coaxing her into a rape. They had in their mind sexual assault. But it was like, we know you had sex, but did you ever say no? You don't have to say that to a rape victim. A rape victim's going to come to you and say, he raped me. She came to you for revenge porn. Then she told you we made love 4 times. She told the story 4 times. We're going to post. Go to my YouTube page, Nature Boy TV, and go listen to the interview with the police. Listen to the interview. She tells the story clear out. This is what they won't play in court. They play my interview, but they won't play her interview. Why? Because it exonerates me completely. And it shows that I was never supposed to be arrested in the first place for that. They charged me with a false charge. It's a malicious prosecution. They never had any intention to do anything good because what's her name? Mrs. Coleman, the T, went to detectives. The T went to detectives, sent them all these videos and stuff like they do that in every place else I've been. They were supposed to do a proper investigation. Had they did that, they would have realized, oh, this man ain't do nothing. But they said, we're going to get him on something.
All right. So again, if you guys are supporters of the Carbon Nation, you know, Nature Boy, Eligio Bishop, do you guys feel like this was a setup? I'm sure I'm going to get people in my comments that'll try to, you know, explain why they feel that this is a setup and this man is actually innocent and whatnot. I don't feel that way personally. I did watch some of the coverage from Neek at Night. Shout out to her. But I've also seen other interviews and other footage that really has concerned me, like I've showed before. So let me know your thoughts. Now, of course, he's not being convicted for the footage that he's shown before, that's been shown before, but I'm concerned. Not only am I feeling some type of way about Eligio, but I also feel like there's others that have been involved and have been hiding out a lot of stuff, including the wives. It just wouldn't surprise me if, you know, there's more to hide here.
So what we're going to do is we're going to set this parade up of a cult leader. We're going to see a real judge. The judge is against me too. That's why they're using the judge. Because if I had Asha Jackson, who is the chief judge, who told her to go home yesterday. I don't know if y'all see the video clip when I told her I'm not comfortable being in here right now. And she's like, oh, you have no other choice. We're going to move forward with this with or without you. I'm like, how do you move forward in the trial without me? My lawyer's giving me ill advice because he's telling me to come in here, you know, during COVID. I mean, when you having COVID, he's putting my life in danger. So that's not good advice from my lawyer for him to tell me to come in here. So I would like to fire my lawyer. You're not firing your lawyer right now. Your lawyer's doing a really good job. Why? Because he's doing things the way you want to do it, railroading me. You're not giving us any objections. My lawyer have it on file. She's going with the prosecutor the whole way. She's being biased the whole time. And obviously she has attitude with me and doesn't like me because it's caught on camera. So I'm not getting a fair trial and it's coming out. She's shaking off. If you're watching her closely, she's shaking in her boots because my lawyer's giving her law and giving her objections that make sense. But they're trying to find any little thing to get away with what they're doing. They're like, oh.
Well, okay, so if your lawyer is doing a good job in giving law, then why fire the lawyer? Because I guess I'm just confused by that, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah, well, there's one case law right here. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? And she's like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll go with that. No, anything we ask for is no. You know, you put stuff in that confuses the jury, and then you say, oh, we gave you a fair trial. No, you didn't. Because if we was dealing with just her and me, I would be innocent. Because you would have to listen to the interview with the police. Listen to the interview with the police. She told them we'll make love. She told originally, if you listen to the interview with the original interview with only the part where she's telling you exactly what happened that night. That's the most honest story she's given because no one had got in her head yet. This is her own story. Then you hear the T plant in her mind. Do you think that was sexual assault? And she was like, no. Then you can hear after that, right after that, she says it was fake. Well, he thought I wanted was dick, but I wanted love. Then the T is saying to her group that's trying to be locked up, she should go to the police. Ooh. She's like, yeah, I know. I told him to go to the police, but she's not going. She said she doesn't want to do that. And then boom. Then right after that, the T contacted the detectives. The detectives drive out to Nateri and do the interview. When they do the interview, Nateri tells them the story. They're investigating about the revenge porn. So when they're investigating, she tells them. Then you say this. Then the detectives on there like, this guy's a clown. This guy's a bad person. You love him. Yeah, I know you love him, but you love a bad person. We need to jam him up. We need to put him in prison. We need you to prosecute. Without you, we have nothing. Okay? He's an asshole. This guy's a bad guy. We need you. Without you, we have nothing. Exactly. Because they had nothing without her. So then they were desperate. So what they did was like, I know you said you had sex. Was this consensual? Why would you have to ask somebody that got raped if it wasn't consensual?
Why isn't he addressing the pornography that was released?
Don't play it in court because you're coaxing her. And why would you ask her that? Then she says, I don't know what you mean by consensual. Because now she's trying to get the head. I mean, I said, did you say no at any time? He said, well, I said, no, I didn't want to be there. That's not rape. You get what I'm saying? So she says no, she didn't want to be there. And then it goes into she asking her, was it consensual 6 times? Go listen to it, y'all, on my YouTube page if you want to know the truth. If you don't want the truth, if you hate me, that's fine. But I don't deserve to go to prison. I know y'all want to see me out there getting this, you know what I'm saying, doing me. The funny thing about the haters is if I get locked up and I go over for life, you have no more content. Think about it. Okay, so I got to go. Love myself. I'll talk to y'all later, babies.
This isn't about content, yo. Who cares about content when you're facing prison time, significant prison time at that? Like, who cares about that? I cannot. Anyways, his supporters are really going in, okay? And I mean, his supporters being his wives. These are his wives right there. Malicious prosecution. Proof right here. They say that Eligio is innocent. Eligio Bishop isn't a cult leader. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you feel like Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, was wrongfully convicted? Let me know. I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out.